Now it's time to go behind the story, featuring the leading voice on one of today's top topics. And tonight we're welcoming in the youngest councilman ever elected in the city of Titusville, Gavin Griffin. Thanks so much for being here, sir. Now, before we get started, I want you and our viewing audience to listen to this real quick. Now, earlier today, we talked with a Titusville city resident, that being Jake Bush, who told us about how he and his family moved into a house in the city back in April of 2020. Then his young son, Jax, was born in February of 2021. That's where Jake and Jax's mother started seeing that something may be a little off.
Over the time of him developing, we noticed he wasn't developing muscle. He couldn't hold his toys. His toys would just slide out of his hands. The doctors were saying he was a limp baby. And then at his first year checkup, we found out about lead poisoning.
And after finding out about that lead poisoning, that's when he came to you, correct?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, so what's going on,
A
Gavin?
couple of months ago, I had the chance to read an article talking about his family's story that was in our local newspaper. And it really moved me. It resonated with me because it's such a crucial issue for a family like that to go through. I began working with him last month on some policies for the city. So we were looking at doing a city ordinance that would allow us to regulate lead in rental housing. But I think that my biggest regret is that we cannot do anything to undo what's already been done, right? We cannot get back for this family what they've lost out on, but we can certainly make sure that nothing like that happens ever again.
Is there any legislation right now in Titusville preventing something like this from happening?
So we currently have a rental inspection program, rental licensing program, and so that requires just bare minimum safety standards for folks who are going to rent out as landlords. My proposed ordinance would amend that to require that they get a lead inspection done and provide either a lead safe or lead free report when they turn in that application for licensure.
Why is that so important, and what has been the response from council so far, Gavin?
Well, I'll tell you, it's been a hot topic for most of us. We have a lot of folks that rent and a lot of folks that are landlords. And so it's been a big topic of conversation trying to find funds for this. Obviously, it's expensive, and abatements expensive, and inspections are expensive. So it's something that we're really, we're trying to weigh the costs and benefits to it. But I think when we look at costs, you're not ever going to find anything like the cost the family has to go through for the rest of their life.
Has it been eye-opening to you to see, when it comes to the topic of lead and lead poisoning, that there hasn't been that much done since 1978?
Yeah, absolutely. And the one thing that sticks with me the most is the fact that this is a hyper-local issue, talking about people's homes. And we leave it to folks in Harrisburg or Washington to fix it. And I don't think that's right. That's why I've introduced this legislation, and I hope it continues to go forward.
More importantly, what has been the response from Jake so far, Gavin?
He has been fantastic, wonderful. He and I have, over the course of this project, grown to be quite close friends, and I'm just very happy that he trusted me to try and get something done for him and his family, and families like his.
Gavin Griffin, I think I'll be seeing a lot of you, sir, because this is a story that we will be sure to keep on. We'll have more coming up with Jake next week on Erie News Now. Thanks again, Gavin. Appreciate it.
Thank you.